In episode 508, Ryan and Jose catch up on the news and then take a look at the various Clive Barker related trading cards. This is the Clive Barker Podcast, where longtime fans Ryan and Jose interview guests, bring you the news, and take deep dives into Barker related stuff. This episode will be available in YouTube video and podcast audio. This episode is sponsored by Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination. Don Bertram is a longtime friend of Clive and advocate of his art, but Don's unique and inspiring paintings are for sale, and over 50% of the proceeds go to the Arts and Medicine program at the Texas Children's Cancer Center. There's even a paver in Washington, D.C. representing Celebrate Imagination. We're thrilled that this worthy cause is sponsoring our podcast again this year, and we hope that you'll consider looking over his Pinterest page and commissioning a painting of your own. For commissions, Don requires no money down, and there will be no obligation on your part. You can also head over to the Etsy shop to buy one of his books, like A Chimney Sweep's Tale, Celebrate Imagination, or The Imaginaries. Follow the link in the show notes, or click on the side banner, and let's see what's new with Don Bertram today. Follow the links to his Facebook page to see Guardian Angel 2, Shooting Star, and Rescue Puppy X. Let's welcome our other sponsor, Ed Martinez, and his YouTube channel. Lots of great special effects videos and Barker-related content. What's the latest from Ed? Hey, if you want to help us out, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/BarkerCast589. Our subscribers will get exclusive access to content not available anywhere else, like our Collector's Corner video series, rare Barker videos, and early behind-the-scenes stuff. Our supporters get to help us choose episode topics and even join us on the podcast. Our supporters also get access to the exclusive channel in our Discord server. We'll be forever grateful if you consider helping us out and subscribing to our Patreon. We owe everything to this circle of magicians, so let's give a shout out to our Patreon supporters and see what's new on Patreon. Welcome, this is episode number 508 of the Clive Barker Podcast. And today we're going to talk about trading cards, Clive Barker related trading cards.
That's right. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, just the Imagica card game could be its own episode.
Yeah. But before we get into that, we want to thank our Patreon members. So thanks so much, David Anderson, Erik Van T Holt, Daniel Elven, Amanda Stewart, Bradley Gartz, Matthew Batten, Bennett, Jesse, and Clara Leslie. And thanks to our sponsors, Don Bertram's Celebrate Imagination and Ed Martinez's YouTube channel. Thank you guys
so much.
We really appreciate it. You're helping keep us afloat. And speaking of Patreon, we have a couple of new things that are available only for our Patreon patrons. Yeah. Anyway, supporters. So this most recent one, you did a long sort of comprehensive a long comprehensive article about the creepypasta and the haunted legend of Ben Drowned. So this was a project of Clive Barker's that didn't end up getting done.
Yeah, creepypasta. Remember? That was back in 2015. And I thought it was a little strange when that was announced. I was like, I knew about creepypastas and Slender Man. Everybody knows about Slender Man, the little girls that try to stab their friend in the woods because they believed in Slender Man and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But there's a whole bunch of them, like the Russian sleep experiment and stuff like that. Which
that's the only one I really remember actually like reading
right, with the guys that are kept inside like a isolated room, and then they're kept from sleeping, and they kind of turn into Cenobites by the end of the story.
Or zombies or something.
Yeah, they're operating on each other without anesthetic, and they're chopping up bits of themselves. And it's a really weird creepypasta. Yeah. And of course, something awful came up with Slender Man. And so these websites eventually come up with this internet myth. And at one point, Clive was rumored to be developing that with Machinima, which doesn't even exist anymore. And so one of the things that I always also liked was Ben Drowned. It's this Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask haunted cartridge. So the game
Clive
starts
Barker
glitching.
Was going to work on this Ben Drowned one?
Well, they mentioned every time creepypasta came up, they mentioned Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, and Ben Drowned. So I decided to focus on Ben Drowned because I know something about that. And I was like, what if he had gone through with it? how would this have worked, and how would this have connected with Clive Barker's usual themes. And so I made that little
Ah.
thing about
I'd have to
2,000 words
wonder if
long.
he would want to make up his own,
Well,
or
yeah.
maybe creative differences kind of stopped him from, because it does seem
Oh
like
no,
that'd be more
Machinima
his thing.
exploded magnificently. A short time after that was announced. So
Oh,
Machinima
yeah.
closed down a bunch of like supporter channels, and I think
Oh
their
man.
YouTube channel is all like deleted and stuff now. It's like that came almost out of nowhere. They were trying to push for this streaming platform called Vessel, but that didn't really go through. And then the company just wasn't making money, and they
Oh
decided to
man.
close it
Kind of like
down.
the Jump Tribe and Art Asylum going out of business right at the start of that.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then our other thing, we have an extended interview with Pete Atkins. So 41 minutes more of us chatting with Pete Atkins that didn't end up getting used in the two episodes we were talking to him for, which was 500 and 499 Wishmaster commentary and episode
That's right.
500. So outtakes from that, we have really good conversations, and we sort of forget sometimes that we're doing a podcast and we just chat about things.
Yeah,
And so we get to capture some of that, and so that was fun.
sure
And,
was. Always great to
and
talk
come
to Peter Atkins.
Yeah, yeah, and coming soon, you're working on another article, which is Texas Frightmare. I just put that. I don't know if that's the title, but Texas Frightmare Memories is what I put.
Yeah, I'm
That's
pointing
a
at the
working
picture we
title.
took there.
Yeah, that's right. And
See,
there's you and me and Rob and Clive down in the middle and the bottom there.
that's right. So yeah, a little recollection. It's been 10 years, a little over 10 years, maybe 10 years and 4 months at this point, because that was in May, and
I thought
we're
it
in
was you said 2018, right? I thought
was it was it 2015 or
2018.
2018? Okay, so it hasn't been that long. So it's been like
Yeah.
7 years, and
Yeah.
change. And the memories are kind of faltering a little bit, but I decided to put down stuff that I had, stuff that I found while I was cleaning up my office, and
Yeah.
I found like a little notebook from when we went there, some stuff that I wrote down but never used, and so I decided to
Hmm.
go deep into my notes and try to mention what it was like to go there and interview all the Cenobite cast and meet up with
Yeah.
Clive and all that stuff. It was, for me, it was my first US convention, and so it was a
Yeah.
big deal for me.
Yeah, and we met Laurie Bichet in person there too.
Derek
Um,
Neal,
yeah.
Max Lichter from Pyramid Gallery,
Yeah.
um, a whole bunch of people, artists that I knew from Facebook were there, vendors. So that was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Let's
Yeah.
Kevin Yeager, of course. We got to
Yes.
do
Yeah.
our interview
Definitely.
about Hellraiser Bloodline.
And our Cenobite roundtable, and it's as far as I know, the only time anyone has ever had Paul T. Taylor interviewed in a group with other Cenobite actors. Right? I
Only at the
think
Barker cast, baby.
yeah, yeah, we have a world record for that, if such a thing was existed as a record.
Oh, sure. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going through those, trying to make them more frequently. Then I'm
Yeah.
also writing another one for the backlog for trading cards, which will go well with this episode that we're doing today.
Also, and in the news, Washington State HorrorCon. So Stephen Cook brought this up. He's like, "Hey, Andrew Robinson and Ashley Lawrence are going to be at the Washington State HorrorCon in Puyallup
Oh
and that's
wow. And
yeah.
Elvira.
Yeah, so that's at the end of October, like the
Uh-huh.
23rd through the 26th. I could open it, I guess, to look at it.
24th through the 26th. That's right.
Yeah, and
October.
so there's a bunch of cool people there, and I'm so seriously considering it. The only thing is, like, all of my family that lives in Washington don't live anywhere near there anymore. My mom is in Eastern Washington, so that's like a 4-hour drive, and my
Right.
brother lives in Kelso, which is way to the south, and that is a 1-hour drive. So
I'm
I don't
trying to
know.
see who's going to be there. Well, right now, yeah, if my situation changes by end of October, that would be fun. But right now,
Yeah,
like you guys know, we went from being a two income household to being a zero income household,
yeah,
and we're working on that. So I
yeah.
can't guarantee that I would be able to attend. But who's going to be there? So Andy Robinson and Ashley Lawrence are going to be there?
Yeah, I think that's what was announced for now. And typically, if those people are there, they can gather up the rest of the Cenobite actors. But I don't know. We'll see.
No, that's
Um,
great. It's a
yeah,
star-studded cast. You got Chris Sarandon from Fright Night. You've got Heather Langenkamp from A Nightmare on Elm
yeah,
Street.
yeah,
Linda Blair from, of course, The Exorcist and
yeah. And
sci-fi
some of them
people.
I've met at other conventions. Andrew Robinson was
Mhm.
supposed to be at two different conventions that I went to, and then he didn't make it. And so I've never met him or had any autographs from him yet.
Right, because we know him more because of Larry,
Right.
but and Scorpio. But for sci-fi people, he was also pretty big in Star Trek Deep Space Nine as Garrick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Very
The
queer coded
Taylor.
character. Yeah,
Yeah.
who's a special spy. But
Right. But if
yeah,
you asked him, he's just a Taylor. Yeah. So Stephen Cook's gonna be there. He's also he lives near my mom in Eastern Washington, so he'll be probably driving over for that.
take
And
pictures,
it's at the
Steve. If we don't make it,
yeah, and that's at the Puyallup Fairgrounds Convention Center. So I'm curious, and I'm totally thinking about it. I might do that. Um,
okay.
So the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is all something that all just to us kind of popped up really recently, but there is a Hellraiser revival Discord, and I think we talked about that maybe last time a little bit.
That's
But
right.
they
That's
got
right.
it. They're blowing it up like we use the Discord as a place to chat about our other stuff, but for them the Discord is the destination, right? So they're doing big things on there. They've got a text interview with Simon Bamford, and they just got a video shout out from Jamie Clayton.
That's
Uh,
right. That is so
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
so I
read the
asked them, I'm
interview.
like, hey, how did you get a hold of Jamie Clayton? And they said, well, she doesn't want to do podcasts or interviews. But she would do like shout outs like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe she can do a shout out for the Barker cast. Let's see if we can get in touch with her.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be
But
fun.
I
So
am a
I've got a
little
link to their server in our show notes.
I'm a little kind of disappointed at how Discord communities have been painted in the news lately.
Oh,
It
really?
makes it makes it seem like there's gamers and there's gamers, right? There's people who just play casually. There's people
Hmm.
who play their games and don't bother anybody, and then there's people that can get a little toxic on Discords. And there's this kind of like that
Yeah.
shooter. He was planning stuff on a Discord channel, and it's like it's not. Discord is just a really nice platform, really useful
Yeah.
platform where people can communicate. You can call people video calls, audio calls. You can just chat with them, and it's
Yeah.
got so many cool functionalities to it. I really got into Discord only about a couple of years ago, and it's such a cool platform. I just
Yeah.
really appreciate it. And like any good platform, it's what you make of it. But
Yeah.
it was cool to see Jamie Clayton do a shout out. And then she also mentioned like, yeah, this Discord community, and it's like, be nice to each other on the internet. And
Yeah.
and then she
Yeah.
says, I'm
And that maybe, maybe she has been having to deal with people who aren't nice, and maybe that's why she's
sure,
not doing interviews.
of course, I understand that completely. Right now, the trans community is facing a lot of unwarranted scrutiny and unwarranted
Yeah.
pressure from a lot of people out there who just don't know any better,
And our
or
and
they're
our
just mean.
government.
Yeah, in our government. So that's
Yeah.
unfortunate. But she was really nice. She was talking about the game. She said she doesn't know anything about the game, so no
Yeah.
spoilers,
She said
right?
she asked if you could play Cenobites, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Right.
then
I
at
guess
the
we
end she
won't spoil. It's
says
really short, but yeah.
she has another game to get to, and she brings up a screen box from Hellraiser, from the Hulu
Yeah,
Hellraiser.
yeah. It
From
looks like the lament configuration, right?
Yes.
The cubicle one.
And I like that she acted at the end a little bit like she was turning off. She was holding the box. She was turning off the camera, and she goes like, "Ow!" like the
Yeah.
box just pierced her hand, like in the movie. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, good
Yeah.
one there at the
That
end,
was
Jamie.
great.
Good one. Yeah, that was great."
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Well, I guess that brings us to our main topic, right? So we want to
Mhm.
talk about Clive Barker trading cards. And the first one, the one that most people know, and we won't get into a huge amount because we've had a whole episode with Hans, talking about it, but the
Yeah.
Imagica trading cards, right? And so I've got my notebook full of them.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so I've got a complete set of Imagica trading cards.
Did you print out all the names of the cards and put them inside the binder there?
Yeah, that was for when I was collecting and checking them off as I got them.
Nice.
And I found that complete list in this really sort of old-timey forum for people who just collect collectible card games.
Oh,
And
okay.
so there are all these rare ones, right? They would have lists of all the cards so that you could collect them.
Yeah. Their website, that forum, I think still has that forum is part of the Imagica customizable card game website, right? The Imagica
No, it was
CCG.
it was one for all games. It wasn't just for
Oh, okay.
Imagica.
There's still up a website for the Imagica customizable card game where you can
Yeah.
actually see the rules, and not just see the rules. You can download the little rule book that came with the original card. So you can download it as a PDF.
Well, in
And
that rule book, you could get every time you bought a double starter deck, it came with one of
oh
those rule
yeah,
books.
okay,
So I
cool,
have
cool.
I have like 10 of those.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like 50 pages. That was a tiny little 50-page book.
When I was at the Alaska Comic Con, some lady stole one of mine off of my table because she thought it was like a flyer or a pamphlet she
Yeah,
could just take.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it was supposed to come with, if they bought some cards, they were supposed to come with
right,
those.
right. But there's a lot of rules on it, right? Like I said, the rule
Yeah.
book is like 50 pages and it
Yeah.
explains the game background. And there were a lot of different artists that did characters from the book, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It had a ton of artists, and a lot in early on you could start to see original paintings signed by the artists of these that were done for this game on
Yeah,
eBay and stuff, which was pretty cool.
sure. This was published by Harper Prism in August of 97. Hans Ruffert, you mentioned Hans before. That's the guy
Yeah.
who we talked to in a previous episode. He was involved in creating the game along with Sean Curran.
Yeah.
And how many
And
cards are there in the actual
their
collection?
company was Zarapushu.
Sarapushu, which is the name of the little
Yeah.
squid from the Quiddity
Yeah.
Dream Sea.
Yeah. Offhand, I don't know how many. It's over 100,
Okay.
and they're separated into, there's promo cards, which are the rarest, and then there's rare and uncommon and common cards. And so I have
Right, right.
piles and piles of sets of commons and sets of uncommons that I was selling for a while.
Yeah, it looks like the base set was a 60 card starter deck with 15 card booster packs. And then there was
It was a double starter deck, so it came with two decks so that you could buy one of those and just start playing with a friend. And so I bought a bunch of those at the beginning, and then I started to realize that the little foil booster packs
Mhm.
also each had one rare card in them, and the double starter decks had one rare card in each starter deck. And so you could get more rare cards by buying the little booster packs per capita, right? So I started buying more booster packs, and that was eventually that, and trading. I traded a lot with Mark Miller, who used to work for Clive Barker,
Right.
traded with some people online and stuff, and eventually I got all of them, and bought some individual cards on eBay.
There were some rare cards, like you mentioned. Some of the rare cards usually had art by Clive Barker, like
Yeah,
Lost Soul. I think Lost Soul
yeah,
was one that came for the fan club
yeah,
members for Lost Souls, a newsletter.
yeah.
I have
And
that one.
Set Lisau was one, and
Yeah, the Cyclops guy, right? The Cyclops
yeah,
guy with a cloak. Emsvet Lissau was also released as a
oh
magazine insert because this
oh
used to
yeah. No,
happen.
you're right. That is a Cyclops guy. Yeah,
Right. Mario Cascarica is that lion head guy
yeah,
with one of the eyes is actually a whole face.
yeah,
It was available only for winners of the official Magica card game tournaments, that one.
yeah,
And then there was Fuk
yeah.
Fuk.
Not that one was not easy to get.
Which one? The Mario's Cascarica one?
Yeah,
And then there was one Fek Fek,
yeah,
Foek. That
yeah,
was available by request at signings and appearances in 1997. So do you have that
yeah,
one?
yeah.
All right. You have everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
those
took a
those still
while to
show
get
up.
some of those. And so also there were times when, well, like the first time I was at Clive Barker's house and I was trading with Mark, he goes, "Well, let's see what we got." And he would go to the bookshelf, that gigantic bookshelf, and grab a bunch of them and start unwrapping them to see what was in there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure he had a lot of stuff there. And
So
then
yeah, and there were posters that were gigantic player mats.
I think I had one of those. You sent me one, but I'm not sure where I have it right
Oh yeah.
now.
Posters on one side and you flip them over and they're a player mat for playing the game on the other side.
I
I've never played
I
the game. I have all these cards and I've never played it.
You never got anybody else to play the game with you.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, right? And then I would need to learn the rules. And
One
so
of the
we've always
things
talked about, and I think we even had it as a backer reward one year of doing a game, an online game against
we thought
somebody.
about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we put it at, did we actually put that as a goal?
Yeah, I think we did. And
Hmm.
it's still something I want to do. We just have to figure out how to put it together.
Yeah.
And whenever I've had people wanting to trade with me and I don't end up not having extras of whatever card they want, but I always say like, "Hey, do you want to, sometime put together a game online?" And I don't hear anything back. I haven't heard anything back from anybody. And Hans would be a good person to sort of officiate it, but he's also super busy. So,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
pretty
know.
busy and is going through issues of his own. The thing that people are going to be like, well, Joe's not showing anything to the camera because I don't really have a lot of these trading cards. You're the one who has the most. And when it comes to these trading cards, I don't have the Box of Blood. I don't have the Magica card game. I just never really collected trading cards because it was not something that I could get easily in
Yeah.
Portugal. And in Portugal, we don't really have a tradition of trading cards collecting. There's those albums with Panini stickers that you would, you know, get all the stickers and put them in the right place. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different
Right.
pages. I used to collect that stuff when I was a kid, like to make
No.
like those Panini sticker albums and stuff. But
I
trading
don't know
cards
what
was
I
not.
know what a panini is, like a sandwich, right?
No, it was a brand of stickers called Panini. It's Italian.
Oh.
And they used to have these things where like there's a Smurf collection. So there's an
Oh.
album that you get that talks about the Smurfs, and you open it up and there's little rectangles where you need to put the stickers on them to collect all of
Oh.
them. And there's
Oh, I
captions
see.
underneath each one. And so when
Okay.
you complete the album, you have to buy the little sticker packs and you get like maybe 7, 8, 9, 10 inside each one. And then you would trade the repeat ones with your friends until you had the full album with all the stickers put in every single place. And sometimes you had, things that were made out of different stickers, like 4 or 5, like little panoramas with different stickers, and you have to have all of them to make the image come together. So I used to collect that when I was a kid, but not trading cards. That was more of an American thing with baseball cards and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and also you have to keep in mind that a lot of that stuff didn't really make it out of the US. It wasn't popular out of the US. So
Yeah.
that's the only
Yeah.
blind spot in my collection is all I have is like the Clive Barker tarot deck. I do have the
Yeah.
tarot deck, and that's the
Well,
only thing that we'll get to.
let's talk about the box of blood, right? And so it had been a long time since I'd looked at these and I kind of forgot what they are, but they were put out by Eclipse.
Yeah,
And they are
93.
so they're basically little shots of images from the comic books. So like here's the wedding ring, or you know what is that one? A system of senses. And I think they're supposed to be depicting different stories, but a vast majority of these are from the Book of Blood story. Like the dead have highways, and what does that one say? Another sky. But it's, clearly a picture of the dead. And
Ah,
yeah.
I'm not familiar with that one. I've seen it for sale. I think it's like 32 cards, right?
Yeah, it is 32 cards. And Phil and Sarah's website talks about something different from Eclipse. They call it the famous comic book creator, which is a set of over 100 cards. And it kind of makes me and it says that they depict stories from the books of blood, so it kind of makes me wonder if this is a smaller part of a larger set, right? But this box is complete with 32 cards.
Yeah, it says here
Um,
that that was art by Tristan Shane on the
yes,
front. Mhm.
right.
Hey, the creative spirits.
Yeah.
That's Tristan and Clive, I guess.
Yeah, it's what it looks like. I mean, definitely Clive.
It says here that in essence, the 32 cards are supposed to tell a complete Barker story through sequential art and prose,
Oh,
effectively a miniature storybook in trading card form. Do you think it does that?
yeah, because there's text on the back of each one, and
Ah,
I'll put them all out of order now.
yeah. It says
Oh,
here
they have
that
numbers. They have numbers on the back.
hmm, maybe you can put it together and see if that makes something eventually. It says
Yeah.
here that they made 1,000 sets, each hand numbered and housed in a decorative cloth box. I guess that must have been the numbered one. Is that numbered?
Well, yeah, because mine's just a cardboard box.
Okay. It says that there were no additional chase or promo cards for the box of blood. The entire story is contained in that base card set.
Okay. Yeah, and so I mean they're pretty cool. It was from a time when I was, every time I would see something that was Clive Barker related, I would scoop it up. And so I got that, and then Phil and Sarah had mentioned this famous comic book creator, also by Eclipse, probably around the same time, 1992, and they
Yeah.
say that's got over 100 cards.
Yeah,
And it's
110.
yeah, and it seems very similar to what this is. I don't know. I'd be interested. I haven't ever seen those. If any of our listener friends out there are more familiar with that box, let us know.
Yeah, that one is not just Clive Barker related. That one says it's called Famous Comic Book Creator Cards, and it celebrates writers and artists in the comic industry. Clive was included as one of the personalities in the set, and I think you can see the cards that feature him in the Clive Barker info website. There's a couple of pictures. One of them is sitting outside of his house with these striped pants and suspenders, and the other one is just him sitting down with his hair slicked back and wearing a black
Yeah.
shirt. And he's got like his hands like this, and he's kind of looking at the camera.
And
So
then
that
we have Phil and Sarah call these the art cards.
hmm,
So it's basic. It's just called Clive Barker trading cards on the box. As we dig into them, they are his sketches, right? So it opens up with his self-portrait, and there's a lot of character sketches.
is that the
Actually,
Fantico one?
yes, it's by Fantico,
Okay.
from 1993, so a year after the Eclipse ones.
Oh,
So
I
there's
like
a
that.
one of the
Cabal.
Cabal ones, yeah,
Yeah.
and this one's gold.
Oh,
I thought I
that's
had read when that the one that had the gold card was special or more limited, but apparently I've got that because I've got a bunch of gold cards in here.
oh, I like that one with the triangular shaped creature.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then
Yeah.
there's
Never saw that sketch.
I don't think I have either. I mean, I should have paid more attention to this.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites, I used to have a T-shirt of this one, the devil
The
putting out his eyes.
demon putting out his eyes. Yep.
That particular T-shirt got a lot of odd looks from people.
Huh. Yeah.
And then here's a Cenobite.
Hmm.
And I think this covers all the way through the Thief of Always, or like the last sketches that are in here. But here's one from Weave World.
It says I found out that this one contained 50 cards, and each one features a single piece of Clive Barker's art drawn from his paintings and illustrations. Looks like they did some subsets. There's the plays, Books of Blood, The Hellbound Heart, Weave
Oh,
World Cabal, The Great and Secret Show, and The Thief of Always, which I guess covers all the books that he had out at the time in
well, this says
1993.
Weave World, Hellbound Heart, Cabal, The Great and Secret Show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thief of
And
Always.
and then Fantico also offered a deluxe edition box, and that was signed by Clive Barker and had those four exclusive gold foil cards.
Yeah.
Um,
So I have those four cards, but I mean, this box, I mean, it's got his signature, but that looks like it's printed on there.
that's printed on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
part of the packaging. So yeah, those premium chase cards says it was available only with a signed edition,
Oh,
and this was made in collaboration with editor Michael Brown from
well,
Fantico
I wonder where
Enterprises.
the signature is then. Hmm.
Where did you get that one?
I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, right.
It was
Been like
because it was
30.
right around the time that these came out, 93. So
Yeah.
it's hard to. I know that I'd scoop up things like this that I would see. It might have been at the comic shop here in Fairbanks when I was visiting for a summer.
So the
Um,
deluxe version has 54 cards. Do you have 54 cards there or just 50? I guess you can't count now. Sorry.
yeah, I'm trying to see if the box tells you. It
Because that
says
could be
each set
the.
contains 7 subsets: the plays, the books of blood, the Hellbound Art, Wave World, Cabal, Great and Secret Show, and Thief of Always. An eighth subset of all new unpublished art is in each deluxe set.
Mhm. The
So
deluxe set had
there's a little
54.
checkbox at the on the bottom, and it says regular format or deluxe, and then neither one of them is checked on this.
Maybe you
So
got
I
a
really
deluxe, like not signed one.
maybe yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it was there was one time on eBay when I bought what was called like a Clive Barker grab bag. And I that was when I got like 15 of each of these posters, you know, the Best Cutler Gallery and the Razor Line and the Everville and then there was a whole bunch of stuff in like Weave World advanced reader copies and stuff like that. And so
Yeah.
maybe they came maybe one that came with that. Maybe that's where I got it from.
Could be.
I know in the past I've had more than one of these and we've given them out as backer rewards.
And then there was the Hellraiser trading cards, right?
Yeah,
Do you have that one?
I don't.
Okay. Okay. Is that the one that I think Ed has mentioned? He's got like a binder with all the Hellraiser
Yeah,
cards.
yeah, Ed
Huh.
had mentioned that. Yeah,
Because I know that there were in 92 the Hellraiser trading cards that came
yeah.
out by Eclipse, and it was like 108 cards, 110 total, including the title and the checklist, which usually are
And
at
it
the
looks
beginning.
like on eBay the value of those starts at like $60 because I was looking at them
That's
and
not
I was
bad.
thinking about buying them and then it just kind of got to the point, well, they probably won't even arrive by the time we get to this episode, so I just didn't do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I
And
think
you
that
know, and
was,
honestly, trading cards, I mean, I like them and everything, but you know, when the only time that I looked at these when I first got them in the 90s, and now I'm looking at them with you like 30 years later. So maybe I
yeah,
don't need to buy something like that. I don't know.
I guess the only way that you can handle them, or the most common way, is if you put them in a
Yeah.
binder, and then sometimes you can just go through the binder and read what's on the cards. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes
Um.
the binder is annoying because if you turn it the wrong way, they start sliding out of the sleeves and fall on the floor.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
The cards were sold, I think, 12 cards per pack, and there were 36 packs per box
Yeah.
for these Hellraiser trading cards.
And you
And there
can
was,
buy complete collections online on
yeah, you said
eBay.
60
Yeah.
bucks. I'm probably going to look into
Yeah.
that at some point.
Yeah.
There were some bonus insert cards, always the silver foil and the gold foil holograms of Pinhead and the Lament
Yeah.
configuration, plus a super rare autographed card signed by Clive Barker himself, according to Clive Barker info. So Eclipse announced that set in 92 amid the trading card boom. And they ultimately, had 92. So it was the first three Hellraisers. And that's the pictures that you get on the cards. I want to see that
So
shiny holographic Pinhead card.
yeah, yeah, that sounds cool. And I think the thing that I guess I wasn't excited about is that they're probably just a bunch of screenshots from movies, you know, from one
Yeah.
through three. That's what I
Yeah.
would imagine it is, which is also, I was a little disappointed with the Hellraiser Chronicles because it was not as good as the Nightbreed Chronicles, right? The Nightbreed Chronicles had like close-ups of these creatures, not screenshots from the movie, and it also had backstories for all of these creatures. And
Yeah.
the Hellraiser Chronicles felt like more like an advertisement for Hellraiser 3.
Yeah. It was more talking about the three movies, right?
Yeah.
When it came out, the posters and the pictures of the characters and interviews with effects artists and stuff. So I think that was it. It didn't. You're right. It didn't fall so much on the backstory of the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's kind of what I was thinking that cards like these Hellraiser cards would be like is, you know, kind of an ad for Hellraiser 3.
Oh yeah, if you go on eBay, you can see whole pages of them, and yeah, they have pictures of Barbie. They have a picture of like the woman being
Yeah.
eaten by the torture pillar in J.P.
Yeah.
Monroe's office. They have Pinhead sticking the needle in his hand in the church,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So yeah, those are just Promotional and on-set shots of Hellraiser,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Seems pretty heavy on the Hellraiser 3
Oh
part.
yeah, because it
Yeah.
was 1992.
Yeah. Yeah. So then our next one is, and you had brought this up last time we talked, and I didn't realize that this existed, but Fangoria. Cards that basically depict in small form the covers of Fangoria magazines. So there's one with the Rawhead Rex on there.
Yeah, so Fangoria did looks like it again 92. This looks like I remember going there to Canada in 93 or the summer of 93 or 94. I remember at the airport there was like this was amazing to me. There was like a big vending machine that had nothing but like trading different collections of trading cards from Tops and other places like that. And I was like, I think I got like some Marvel trading cards or something from that machine. You would put the money in and they would just drop the little packet on the bottom and you just grab it. But it had so many different things. It was like from baseball to football to comic books. It was a huge vending machine.
Wow.
And yeah, so there was a really like the 90s, early 90s, mid 90s was a really big time for trading cards in America, I guess. So all these things came out around 93, 94, 92.
Yeah, but people said, well, if baseball cards are successful, why don't we try all these other things?
Yeah, and the Marvel cards were amazing. I even wanted to get the Marvel masterpieces that were painted canvas paintings of superheroes by the brothers Hildebrandt, I think.
Yeah.
And that was an amazing series, the Marvel masterpieces. But this Fangoria one was just Fangoria Magazine Horror Cards, 210 card trading series. Yeah. And they featured, so there were some foil chrome chase cards with the Fangoria from February 1987 that depicted the Rawhead Rex cover. Of all the things to put as a holographic.
Well, and so that's interesting, right? If there were 200 of these, then you would think that the Hellraiser ones would have made the cut, right?
There's another Fangoria Chrome card that uses the July 87 cover, which includes a small photo from one of Julia's victims, the dried up husks that she had in the attic.
Yeah.
I think also Nightbreed appears in that since it was covered in a magazine around 1990. So there should be something in there. Yeah.
You know what I would love to see is like refrigerator magnets of this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would. I mean, because in the studio here, I have both my heater is all metal and then the electrical panel. So I've been trying to kind of fill them up with cool magnets I'm getting on Etsy and stuff. I just got Ator the Fighting Eagle in the mail yesterday.
Ator, the movie that you can recite all the lines from by memory, just like I do with the Transformers movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nightbreed and Lord of Illusions never really got any standalone card collections, right?
Right. Yeah. Not that we're aware of. I mean, Nightbreed would be perfect for that, especially with all those, all those portraits they did for the Titan book. But I don't. Yeah, you're right. It should have. It had 2 video games, so why not trading cards and and it's had 2 comic series now.
There were a few others, lesser known sets that had Clive Barker cards. One was the Booksmith author cards. So these were by the Booksmith, a bookstore in San Francisco, and they had numbered cards to commemorate author signings at the store. So Barker's cards on that Booksmith author card was number 151 from August 1996 and number 550 from October 2002. There were events where Clive Barker was signing at that particular San Francisco store.
Okay. That's a smart thing to do because then they can have sets of autographed cards to sell to people.
Yeah, and there was the Anchor Bay Masters of Horror.
Yes, right. And of course we know that there are 2 Clive Barker related Masters of Horror, Valerie on the Stairs and Heichel's Tale.
That's right. So I think Valerie on the Stairs is the cover with the screaming woman and the script pages that are flapping around. And then the Heichel's Tale is Tomb, right? The tomb where Heichel finds the wife of finds that his wife, right, making love to the dead people. Yeah.
Oh, and then of course your tarot cards, right? We didn't really talk about those yet.
Yeah, the tarot cards, which I didn't really find a lot of stuff online, but
No.
there was back in the time when the real Clive Barker store was a thing, a tarot deck, right?
Yeah.
So mostly pictures from Abarat. This is the box. And then these are the cards.
And I believe they were on sale on the store. And we had at one time,
Magician.
Seraphim gave us 4 copies of these to sell to use as Kickstarter backer rewards. And so, that was a long time ago now, but yeah, those are
Starts with the
so
Fool.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Fool. So there's the Fool. So it's a full tarot deck, 78 cards with 23, um, what do you call them? Arcanes, I guess. You got Death. You've got Temperance, which is a man with an enormous penis.
Right.
You got the Devil, which is played by, I think this is one of the paintings that Clive did for Mr. Begone. Could it be?
Oh,
Or is this from Abarat? I don't remember.
maybe Abarat, like the orchard fire and
Yeah,
his
there's
father.
the tower, there's the star. Hey, looks
All
like
right.
we had the yattering glitch. Did some
Yeah.
technical issue here,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Ryan
we're
exercised it back to the Gulfs.
And so we were going to talk about we finished talking about the tarot deck, I think, and so we were
That's
going to
right.
talk about catching up in the Kickstarter. So I just added a couple of more things to the Kickstarter if anybody's interested, and I'll edit in some images of these. But Hellbound Laserdisc, I just posted about that recently that I was watching it. It's in there for a low value because it does have a little scratch or something in or smudge or something. I tried to clean it off, and it still created the same problem where when the movie is moving from the Institute over to Chenard's house when he's getting the mattress delivery, the movie kind of goes and it just
Yeah, it
kind of
starts
freezes like
skipping. Yeah.
yeah. And well, it's not skipping, it's staying in one place, so
Uh-huh.
you can forward past that and it'll still play the rest of the movie. But I was kind of bummed and I turned it off.
Oh.
But
Those
if for
things
any
those things are really, really old. So
yeah,
it's a miracle that some of those are still working nowadays.
yeah, as somebody out there who doesn't have a laserdisc player and doesn't mind that, I put it on the Kickstarter for $15.
And they're
I
still
also
rare.
I also put up my Rawhead Rex Kino Lorber Blu-ray because it's like, why have the Blu-ray and the 4K Blu-ray at the same time? They look almost identical next to each other on the shelf, and I thought, I'm probably never not going to watch the HD one anymore if I've got the 4K one. So
Sure.
that one's on there too. A couple of days we've been at, was it 1696, I think.
Uh-huh.
So $4 away from our next stretch goal. We've been for like 2 days. So if somebody wants to just chip in $4, then,
Every
we
little bit
can
helps.
get to our next stretch goal. Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
What's a
yeah.
1700? Let me check.
I think
Which
that one is the audio commentaries.
Oh yeah, more audio commentaries for more
Yeah.
classical horror. Yeah. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
We're going to get that, I'm sure.
So that's where we're at. If you're on the fence and you haven't done it yet, we're in the doldrums right now, in the in between, in the middle of the campaign when not as much stuff happens. So you would make our day if all of a sudden we got another bump up on there.
Yeah, and this is a great way to fill up our schedule for the next year as well.
Yeah, yeah. And we while we were having our glitch and having problems, we just figured out something else that we want to do for a Patreon video. So
yeah, that's going to be fun.
yeah. We'll talk about that more when we get closer to it. Yeah, so I think that's it for Kickstarter. We had some listener feedback kinds of things that I thought would be cool to talk about. This one wasn't really directed to us, but on the Reddit, the Clive Barker subreddit, someone wrote, "Is there a hardcover of the Rawhead Rex Eclipse graphic novel?" And so, because they said that it had been advertised by Eclipse, but I've never seen it. I know mine is a soft cover version.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I think there might have been.
Yeah.
There used to be a locus index for all the Eclipse graphic novels, and they used to say, yeah, I'm looking at
And he
I
says
think,
it was assigned a distinct ISBN from the soft cover.
yeah. So I don't think I was able to find it this morning when I was looking for that. Don't I'm looking right now at the Revelations website, and it doesn't seem like they have any information about in their graphic
Yeah.
novels and comics section. Doesn't seem like they've got anything about that. So
This is
that's a great question.
from Few Wallaby 360 on Reddit. So, good question. We did our best, but we don't know the answer. But maybe somebody out there, maybe one of our listeners does, and if that happens, we'll forward the answer along.
Sure.
Yeah. Mark Daniker, when I put together my collection of Hellraiser 2. I like to do that once in a while just to see how many copies of a movie I have.
Yes.
And so I did a little picture of my Hellraiser 2, and Mark Daniker said, I remember checking every unrated release for the hospital scene, which is so bad I now understand why they hid it for 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, and that particular laser disc has that same hospital scene on the backside.
Yeah.
Um, but in honestly, a lot of what they did with laser discs is they would take the VHS cover and then put pictures of laser discs sticking out of the sides,
Yeah.
so that they wouldn't have to create a new cover, which is a hokey thing to do.
It
Um,
is.
yeah,
The good ones would have like a full square cover
yeah,
filling in all the stuff with different elements moved around, different
yeah. It's
composition.
not. That would be. I mean, can you imagine if they did that on record albums? If they took the cassette version and put like pictures of a CD sticking out or of a record sticking out of the sides,
Yeah,
that
that
would
would
be
not be
really
cool.
hokey. But yeah, a lot of them just did that to make a quick, release on Laserdisc.
Oh, I was at the Goodwill yesterday and I did find a box of albums, of
Oh,
cheap albums like Lawrence Welk,
hmm,
polka music. But then I flipped around. There was one, I think it was some Laserdisc movie. And yeah, it was a Laserdisc. Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, huh, there's a
what
Laserdisc in
movie
here.
was it?
It was, I think that's a good question. I forgot. I don't remember what movie it was, but it was a comedy. I know it was a
Okay,
comedy, but it was actually in decent shape. But I don't have a laser disc, so I didn't buy it. But if you're
yeah.
curious, I might stop by and see which one it is and let you know.
Okay, yeah,
Because
because
I think it might have
I
been
don't have
like,
any record stores here, so
yeah, because
I
I
can't
think
do that.
that Goodwill was selling records for maybe $1.50 or something. So I don't
Oh,
know if they think that's a record, but it would be a laser disc. I did pull it out and it looked like it
yeah.
was in good shape, but now I forgot what movie it was. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's been years since I've come across an actual like
Yeah,
laser disc.
yeah. And then on our Discord, I asked if anybody had any memories for, or thoughts about trading cards, and Alter said, "I've been thinking of playing this. This being the Imagica, because Alter put up a picture of the double starter deck and said, 'This is what I have.'" And so Alter said, "I've been thinking of playing this on Tabletop Simulator," and I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that
Ah,
that existed.
hmm.
Now I need
Wonder
to
how that
check out
works.
the Box of Blood as well.
Yeah, I wonder how that tabletop simulator works.
I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting because maybe if it is something, maybe it's something we could record through Zoom or something.
Ah, it looks like it is a program, and you can add assets and resources, and it'll play the game, help you play the game on your computer.
So you probably have to scan your cards in.
I guess so. That's right. It says create your own original games, import custom assets, automate games with scripting, set up complete RPG dungeons, and manipulate the physics. So, wow, that
Oh,
looks like very robust tabletop simulator program. We should look into that.
that sounds like it might be difficult to manage.
Yeah, especially if you had to scan all the cards. I mean, some of them you can
Yeah,
find
and
online, the
and
images.
they're expecting you to know the rules of the game to start with.
Right, right. But we
Yeah,
do have we do have access to those little rule booklets for the Magica card game. So I
yeah.
did download the PDF of that. That's like 50 pages. I think if I run that through a transcription thing, I could be able to feed the instructions by text to it. I don't know how the tabletop simulator works,
Oh,
but that could be something
okay.
we could look into.
Yeah, yeah. So that was it for feedback. Coming next, we'll be talking about set the book
Yeah, the
down.
new
So, oh, here.
Mel Howison book.
Yeah. What fresh hell is this? I have not been able to read it. I've got my in-laws over, and these are in-laws, the type of in-laws that if they see you reading a book, they think it's because you're bored and you need someone to talk to.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they'll be like, start making small talk if I'm trying to read.
I hate that. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Like, no, I'm
Yeah.
reading a book
And
because I want to.
yeah. Yeah. And so I know Dell's kind of waiting on us we were talking about setting up a chat with him about this book, and he's kind of waiting on us. So we got to get this book read. And so that'll be the challenge for us to do that.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that. I've got it on my computer, bought it on
Yeah,
Kindle. I read the foreword by Clive Barker, which I think is
me
also
too.
what you've read so far.
Yeah.
And hoping to read some of it throughout this weekend and next week.
Yeah. And maybe we can do it next weekend. We'll see if we can make that happen. That's a good goal.
Sure.
I should take time off of work, but I can't.
You can't.
Yeah,
Well,
I've got stuff
now I've
going
got a
on at
lot of
work
time.
that precludes me from taking time off. But
Right. We'll get there. We'll get there.
The next book club of blood will be New Murders in the Rue Morgue. And then, news episodes, any other things that we might think of. And this podcast, having no beginning, will have no end.
Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have subscribed or followed our podcast. You can find the Clive Barker Podcast wherever you find audio. Show notes for this episode, as well as news and reviews, can be found at our website at www.clivebarkercast.com. The Clive Barker Podcast, or BarkerCast, is an independent editorial podcast and blog that's not affiliated with Clive Barker or Seraphim Inc. This is a labor of love by the fans for the fans. You can chat with us on our Facebook BarkerCast listeners group, our Facebook page, Reddit, Blue Sky, or our Discord server. Have you already bought our book? The BarkerCast Interviews Occupy Midian, available in Amazon hardcover, Kindle, and Apple Books. Join our Patreon and become a patron to get access to exclusive stuff, pick an episode topic, or maybe join in the discussion. You can also buy a t-shirt in our TeePublic store. Just go to teepublic.com/stores/BarkerCast. Leave a voicemail for us on the SpeakPipe link on our blog, and we might put it in the episode. Opening and ending music generously provided by Ray Norrish.
Thanks for listening.